since the pandemic, having an awesome time interviewing, really more or less not interviewing, but having great conversations with a lot of the magnificent mamas, just because one, I needed great conversations, but I am so much more of that philosophical person to need to know why and how did you get into your business and what can you teach us, because I'm sure what caused you to get into your business has caused you to heal and feel freedom within your being and your body. And just, I'm sure you have lots of things to share. And I know that you are a yoga teacher and meditation teacher, among many other things, and artists and all that. But I'm going to let you share. But tell us, give us a scope on who's Rebecca Davidson, and how have you, what's brought you to this place today, and how you've taken all of your arts and all of your gifts, and how have you applied it to your life, but also how are you helping other people? So give us some insight on who you are and where you are today.
Wow, big question. Let's think. I want to be very clear. I want to make sure I use the right words. So give me a moment. I am a human being, just like anybody else. I am a yoga teacher. I am a meditation teacher. I am a healer and a metaphysician. I am an artist, both visual and performing. And if you ask me, I would say that most of my work, whether it is spiritual and healing based or whether it's artistic based, is definitely something that comes from source. It's something that is connected to divine energy. I definitely use kind of a channeling as a way to do that, and just opening up and allowing that to be part of it. So I guess I would say that I'm a vessel for divine expression, maybe. That's a good way to put it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So tell me, you shared something with me earlier about having this epiphany that you were in this marriage and that you left at 21.
Yes.
And you had a 7-month-old. Oh my gosh, how scary is that when you're in this marriage that isn't working,
Yeah.
and it's depleting your spirit and depleting your soul? And I'm sure you were probably frustrated and scared, but
Yeah.
something led you to say, I need to get out of this unhealthy relationship. So first of all, can you bring me back to that point in your life before you stepped into that, I need to get out of this? Will you give me a glimmer of what that pain point was? Why did you stay? How did you know that you needed to go? But why were you there?
I am a domestic violence survivor. That is part of my history. I was severely manipulated and brainwashed and abused. And he was deep inside my head. And there's nothing I could have done about that until the wake up moment was when I realized he was going to hurt my child as well. And that mama instinct came in and took over, and not my baby. This is not going to happen to her. And, you know, without getting into the gritty trauma of what was actually happening, because I don't want to trigger anybody who's watching or listening to this or anything. I knew that he was going to do to her the same things that he did to me. I had a vision of it. It was very, very clear that what he was doing to me in that moment was going to happen to her, and I had to leave. And so the next morning I called my mom and I said, I'm ready to go. I need help. I need to get out. And no questions asked. I had the help I needed. And I was very, very fortunate to be able to get out the way I did.
Had you been struggling for a long time with this unhealthy relationship?
We'd been together on and off for 3 years. We'd been married for about a year when I finally left.
Okay. So it was manipulation after manipulation. Yeah. And I know I've been in some unhealthy and abusive relationships, and a lot of times you really believe what that person is telling you, almost as like the sky is blue. Oh, no, it's purple. And they're like, you really start to believe that
Yeah.
the sky is purple. It must have changed colors since the time you were young.
Right,
And
they gaslight you into thinking crazy things about your family and friends who you've known for years. And I mean, he drove wedges between me and most of my family members. He drove wedges between me and most of my friends. So anybody who I hung on to from before, there's the most important relationships in my life because they're the people who knew me before. You know, they're the people who know Rebecca, not Rebecca 2.0.
right,
I'm
right.
getting closer back to me, back to this holistic self, and I feel like I'm pretty much back there.
Yeah.
Um, I don't. I've been able to heal quite a bit, and it's a journey. You know, every healing's non-linear, right? So,
Right.
um,
And
so
I always say that we just, it's a new level of healing. We don't ever arrive, because
right,
that would be putting you in a cocoon, and that's not realistic, because we
exactly.
are moms and we are out in the world and we are working with people. And so I think that we just need to understand that each part of our level of healing is where we are supposed to be. And
Yeah.
we're teaching from that level. And then we get to meet those people and then evolve and so forth and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
what, I just want to touch base on with that unhealthy relationship. It sounds like he was very manipulative, but more now looking back, do you see that it was his control and the lack of his own control wanted to
He
control
was
you?
pushing on to me. Yeah, absolutely. That's how the psychotic brain works.
Yeah.
They're lacking their own self of control. I mean, he's actually diagnosed as a sociopathic sexual sadist is his official terminology, um, and like criminal minds type crazy.
Oh,
When we look at that and we look at that kind of pathology, even from like yoga psychology, right, and we start looking at these levels of self, it's a deep disturbance within his soul. It's within his being. It's whether it's brain or spirit or some combination of both. There's some deep disturbance, and that's why people like that cause so much pain.
yeah. And then I always say, okay, so your pain is now your purpose.
Purpose.
So it gives you the opportunity and the platform to take these amazing tools and heal differently than the way the world has taught us through different sorts of therapies and medicine and so on and so forth. And not to say that there's anything wrong with those, but
Yeah.
you've implemented some very valid, and in today's world, I've been in practice for 27 years, so I used to be that weird looking person, not weird looking, but weird person who would rub oils on my feet and my
Mhm.
clients and use crystals and
Yeah.
source and things like that. So 27 years ago might not have been as a normal conversation as it is
Right.
today, that I feel that it is very natural for us to have this conversation. And I'm so grateful that you have those tools and that you're
Absolutely.
implementing them into your life. And I know you've shared with me you're teaching your daughter that and how it's helping her in just different facets in her life.
Yeah.
So you have some breathing. Tell me more about Yoga Nidra, because I know that the world doesn't know enough about Yoga Nidra. So share more on the insight and who would benefit from it.
So Yoga Nidra is a tantric practice. It is practiced lying down. You don't have to move at all. Actually, the point is not to move.
Hmm.
The point is to stay completely still and to rest and to get into such a plate of rest that you are actually asleep without dreaming and you're conscious. So I actually wrote down a couple notes about it because I didn't want to miss anything when I was talking with you about it. So with the Yoga Nidra practice, there are several different steps you go through. You identify your sankalpa, or your sense of deep resolution or resolve. We're really used to making New Year's resolutions, but a sankalpa is kind of like a promise to your soul and to God. It's a very different kind of practice where it's said in the affirmative, present tense, positive statement, very much like an affirmation, but it can also be rephrased as an I can, I will, I must statement. So You set the sankalpa, then we practice an internalization technique. Then we move into an awareness of breath. And then there are several different relaxation techniques that get you into the state of yoga nidra, because it's two things. It's the practice and it's the state.
Mm.
So we practice these relaxation techniques to get ourselves to that point. There are 5 specific goals or outcomes. Healing is the first, both general and specific healing. The second would be cognition, so the realm of the mind that also has to involve thought, emotion, habits. Our subconscious mind, that sense of self, that's our mental, that's the deep-seated ideas about who we are and how the world works and philosophy and all of that. And then we have our sankalpa, which is our resolve, which is part of our dharma, part of our life's purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But we have multiple sankalpas throughout our lifetime. And then ultimately, the final goal of yoga nidra practice is spiritual awakening. It's the experience of the infinite or the sacred that we find when we are able to rest in that state and connect to the collective unconsciousness.
So how would somebody go about practicing this? And would they do it in a class form, or is this a private, session, or how does that look?
I teach every Wednesday night, and then do privates as needed. Ideally, you don't want to drink any caffeine like 3 hours beforehand. So it's really great in the evening or late afternoon. It's also really good first thing in the morning. Like if you're feeling kind of groggy and you want to practice yoga nidra, it will kind of wake you up, because I could get really geeky about it, and we could go into all of the science about the sleep states and brain waves. But when we're in yoga nidra, we spend about 40% of that in gamma. And gamma is this state of consciousness, this brainwave state, where we are in our deep dreamless sleep state. So when we look at that and we look at what does that mean? Who does this benefit? Why are we so concerned about sleep states? They've been doing a lot of study for people with PTSD, like myself, vets, domestic violence survivors, first responders, anybody who's seen or experienced like visceral trauma. And they've been tracking our sleep when we practice yoga nidra, because while we process our memories in REM sleep, our bodies find rest and healing in gamma, in that deep dreamless state. We're not getting enough of that either. So when we practice yoga nidra, about 45 minutes of a yoga nidra practice, which is about standard time. Sometimes you'll see them that are half an hour, sometimes you'll see them that are an hour. About 45 minutes is the equivalent of about 4 hours of sleep.
Wow.
So for those of us who have sleep issues, whether it's trauma related or life stress related or anything, it's so helpful for the regeneration of our cellular body, both energetically and physically.
Absolutely. And I would say the immune system at this point, and what the world is conquering at this point, if people aren't getting sleep, that's going to break down their immune system to start. So tell
Absolutely.
me some techniques on how somebody would learn this, or are you going to walk us through this?
I was going to walk us through one.
Awesome.
Just a short one. I was actually going to lead us in with a little bit of pranayama, a little bit of yogic breath work. So there are pranayams for just about everything, whether you're going to deregulate or upregulate your system, whether you want to be more creative, whether you want to be more logical, whether you feel like you have a lot of internal energy you need to expel. There's even a pranayam for if you have insomnia. So, and there's just tons of them, and it's wild. I have books on them, and I go through them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about trying this one with this one. So it's one of those rabbit holes you can kind of fall down.
Fantastic. So what are you going to take us through today?
So today we're going to do a little bit of square breathing because it's great for grounding and processing. And I think that the world needs to get a little grounded.
Oh, absolutely.
We have a lot of grounding and processing to do as a collective whole, so I thought that would be really beneficial. While we breathe, we're just going to take a few rounds. So square breathing is the English translation. It's super easy. It's very, very accessible. Everybody can practice it. The only thing I would say for anybody who would just want to watch how long they're counting, because if you hold it too long or if you're holding it out too long, you just might not feel so great.
Okay.
With square breathing, we inhale for a set count, we hold it, we exhale for that same amount of time, and then we hold the breath out for the same amount of time. So
Okay.
it's like 10 rounds. You go ahead and sit tall, make sure you're comfortable. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gently allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm. When you're ready, you can make your way onto your back. I don't know if you can, Elizabeth, because you're sitting up right now.
And I'm attached. Yeah.
You're attached. But for anybody who's practicing with us afterward, you guys can make yourselves comfortable. You want to lie down on a flat surface. A yoga mat is great. You just don't want to be like in bed, because we want to reserve our beds for actual sleep, because we want to try to remain awake during the yoga nidra practice. If you do fall asleep, it's okay. You didn't do anything wrong. Your body just needed the rest. But ideally, we do remain awake for the entire practice. I'm going to play my bowls while we practice too. All right, so once you have made your way onto your back, you want to close your eyes and allow your palms to face up and reach your arms and legs away from your body. And gently close your eyes. Visualize the room around yourself and your body resting where you lie. Become aware of the places the body connects to the earth, and the places where the air touches as well. Bring your awareness to your fourth chakra, your heart center. And begin to set your sankalpa. Your sankalpa is an intention. It is sort of like a promise to yourself. Some teachers offer sankalpa, but I find them most effective when they come from within. Gently repeat that sankalpa to yourself 3 times. Begin to pay attention to your breath, not shaping it or changing it yet, just noticing. Gently begin to shape the breath so that there is no space between your inhalation and exhalation. So there's no kumbhaka, there's no holding. Breath flowing in, breath flowing out, breath flowing back in again, and breath flowing out. Gently let go of controlling your breath. Gently imagine the number 10 as you inhale and begin counting down with each exhale. So exhaling 9, inhaling 9, and exhaling 8, and so on and so forth. Trusting your breath, trusting your visualization of the countdown. And allowing yourself to be and breathe. And if you get to 0, that's okay. Go back to 10. Allow yourself to unfold, to unwind and unravel. Peeling back the koshas, the layers. Allowing yourself to fall more into a state of rest. We will now begin a systematic journey of sensory awareness throughout the body. You will move your awareness to different parts of your body as soon as you hear them named. Please say the name of the part to yourself and feel that part of your body, but do not move any part. Commit to staying still. The practice begins on the right side. Right hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, thigh, knee, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, thigh, knee, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Now we'll move to the back of the body. Right heel, left heel, right calf, left calf, right thigh, left thigh, right buttock, left buttock, lower back, mid back, upper back, the entire spine. Right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, back of the neck, back of the head, top of the head, forehead, right temple, left temple, right ear, left ear, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, middle of the eyebrows, right eye, left eye, right nostril, left nostril, right cheek, left cheek, upper lip, lower lip, both lips together, chin, jaw, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, right side of the chest, left side of the chest, the upper abdomen, the navel, the lower abdomen, right groin, left groin, the pelvic floor and perineum, the whole right leg, the whole left leg, the whole right arm, the whole left arm, the whole face, the whole head, the whole torso, the whole body, the whole body, the whole body. We will now move into the cultivation of opposites. Begin to notice heaviness in your body. How you are held to the earth. A sense of weight, a sense of mass. Now begin to notice a sense of lightness. So light that you could almost levitate or float upward. Air and breath. Lightness. Allow yourself to come back to neutral, neither heavy nor light, perfect as we are. Begin to cultivate the feeling of cold, of ice, of being cold. Gently let the cold go and begin to cultivate heat, true hotness, fire. Gently let yourself come back to a state of warmth, a state of neutrality, neither hot nor cold, neither heavy nor light. Gently bring your awareness to your third eye or midbrain. It's the space between your eyebrows, but up about an inch. We'll begin the practice of detached awareness. by visualizing a screen, probably about 6 to 8 inches in front of that space that you can watch. And on that screen, there will be images. There may be patterns or colors. There may be things you recognize or you do not at all. Rest. In pure, spacious awareness. Recognizing that you can watch screen, or you can watch your breath, but ultimately you are not the breather, just the observer. And it's okay if your mind wanders or if different things come up. That's actually encouraged in this practice. Anything that comes up for you that you need to remember, you will. Gently bring your awareness to your heart center. Return to your sankalpa. Gently repeating the phrase to yourself again 3 times. Gently bring your awareness to the places where the air touches your body and the places where your body touches the earth. And allow tiny motions to come into your fingertips and toes. Gently waking up the body, allowing it to find some movement again. Rolling to your favorite side, making your way up into a comfortable seated position as you are ready. That concludes the practice of Yoga Nidra.
Well, wasn't that quite the treat? I'm sure if I laid down, I would have. Although I have to say, even sitting up, I felt such an amazing
Yeah,
benefit to it. Just beautiful. Wow. Thank you.
you're welcome. It's such a wonderful practice. I love it so much.
I love that experience. What a treat.
Yeah, there are
Wow.
really wonderful teachers out there. Rod Stryker is he's the probably one of the head teachers on it. He teaches a course called Para Yoga Nidra. Para Yoga is kind of his brand, and he teaches a really great course on it. There's several different ones that Yoga International has put out, and then we covered it in my 500-hour training. So.
Wow. Well, thank you for bringing it to us. I appreciate it. And I feel like it was such a treat. I know I definitely will be going back and listening to this while I can lay on the mat and even save it for future and regular uses. So this is something that you use to help ground and really connect with your body. So for those mamas who are struggling with being spacey or not grounded and connecting into their self or losing what their thoughts or clarity might be, this is a perfect, I know, just the experience of me experiencing it right now, just feeling so much calmer and getting ready to integrate back into the world. Such a nice feeling. Oh my
It's
gosh, Rebecca, thank you so much for
so welcome.
sharing and gifting us with this experience. Is amazing and beautiful. So share with us, because I'm sure now we're all going to want more of what you have to offer. Share with us where you hang out and where can we find you?
So I am on Instagram a lot. I'm usually on Instagram. You can follow Create Your Life Wellness. It's just at Create Your Life Wellness on Instagram. And I'm on at createyourlifewellness.com.
Awesome. Well, I will share that in the show notes in the Thrive show on magnificentmamas.com. So we will definitely be able to find you and follow you wherever you are and wherever you go. So thank you so much for sharing this practice with us today. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you so much, Elizabeth.
Mm.